What?
It's like where everything like ends.
Where everything ends, everything comes together. What's usually solved at the end of the book?
Oh,
Jackson?
um, well, that was a happy ending.
There's always a happy ending. Why is that? Usually there's a problem in the book, right? Usually that's what the middle of the book's about, the problem. And so at the end of the book, usually there's maybe a solve, like they solve the problem that they have. So that maybe that's why they have the happy ending. They got rid of all those problems. All right. Many years ago, when people traveled the plains and lived in a circle of teepees, there was a boy who was smaller than the rest of the children in the tribe. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't keep up with the other boys, who were always riding and running, shooting their bows, and wrestling to prove their strength. Sometimes his mother and father worried for him. Why do you think they'd be worried for him? Gigi?
Because he's too small, and like if he gets close to the other boys, and they fight, he can get in.
Yeah, he could probably get hurt too because he's so small and they're so big. So they might have worried for him for that. But the boy who was called Little Gopher was not without a gift of his own. From an early age, he made toy warriors from scraps of leather and pieces of wood, and he loved to decorate smooth stones with red juices from berries he found in the hills. The wise shaman of the tribe understood that Little Gopher had a gift that was very special. Do not struggle, Little Gopher. Your path will not be the same as others. They will grow up to be warriors. Your place among the people will be remembered for a different reason. Why do you think he might be remembered? Caleb?
You might find the Indian brush.
Yeah, you might find the Indian brush. You're getting that from the title, aren't you? Connor B?
Because he was always different from the others.
He was always different, so maybe he had a different gift. Maybe he wasn't supposed to be all big and strong like the other kids, right? And in a few years, when Little Gopher was older, he went out to the hills alone to think about becoming a man, for this was the custom for the tribe. And it was there that the dream vision came to him. What do you think a dream vision is? Did you? You know?
Like something that you used to have, but it's not real.
But it's not real. That's a very good idea. It's something that you see that's not really real. It's not really happening. The sky filled with clouds, and out of them came a young Indian maiden and an old grandfather. She carried a rolled up animal skin, and he carried a brush made of the fine animal hairs and pots of paints. Yes?
Maybe the people that he's come to auntie.
Maybe why do you say that?
Because when they give him the brush, he could like how he would smaller, he could use that to make it
Yeah, so maybe he could use the paintbrushes to make different colors with them. It's a good idea. The grandfather spoke, "My son, these are the tools by which you shall become great among your people. You will paint pictures of the deeds of warriors and the visions of shamans, and the people shall see them and remember them forever." The maiden unrolled a pure white buckskin and placed it on the ground. "Find a buckskin as white as this," she told him, "and keep it. One day you will paint a picture that is pure as the colors of the evening sky." So what does the evening sky look like? Someone raise their hand. Caleb?
blue and like the sky.
Yeah, blue and like the sky. What about in the evening? Have you ever seen the sunset? What colors do you see? Harvey?
Oh, pink, orange, and blue, and yellow.
Yeah, pink, orange, and blue, and some red in there. Yeah, that's some pretty colors, aren't they? Not usually. And yellow, of course. So she's saying that he's going to be able to find the colors of the sunset. How pretty would that be? And as she finished speaking, the clouds cleared, and a sunset What do you think, Caleb?
That thing is like the same color as that sky.
Exactly. It's the same color as the sky. So they're telling him maybe one day he could make that. Then the sun slowly sank behind the hills. The sky grew dark and their dream vision was over. Little Gopher returned to the circle of the people. The next day, he began to make soft brushes from the hairs of different animals and stiff brushes from the hair of the horse's tail. He gathered berries and flowers and rocks of different colors and crushed them to make his paints. He collected the skins of animals which the warriors brought home from their hunts. He stretched the skins on wooden frames and pulled them until they were tight. What do you think he's making with those animal skins? Gigi?
Paper?
Paper, yeah. So you can make like a canvas. Have you ever heard of a canvas?
Yeah.
Or do you do paints on? That's exactly what he's making. And he began to paint pictures of great hunts. He's a pretty good artist. Those are the buffalo. Of great deeds, of great dream visions, so that people would always remember. But even as he painted, Little Gopher sometimes longed to put aside his brushes and ride out with the warriors. But he always remembered his dream vision, and he did not go with them. Many months ago, he had found his pure white buckskin, but it remained empty because he could not find the colors of the sunset. He used the brightest flowers, the reddest berries, and the deepest purples from the rocks. And still his painting was never satisfied. They looked dull and dark. He began to go to the top of the hill each evening and look at the colors that filled the sky, to try and understand how to make them. He longed to share the beauty of his dream vision with the people. But he never gave up trying. The early morning when he awoke, he took out his brushes and his pots of paint and created the stories of the peoples with the tools that he had. What's a tool? Will?
It's like an axe or a pickaxe or...
Yeah, usually you use it for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually what do you use an axe for?
For cutting down trees.
For cutting down trees. So what would his tools be?
Like
Gigi?
paintbrush.
His paintbrushes. So what he uses to make the
there's different types of colors.
There are. They're the colors of the sunset. And every spring, the people danced and sang and praised Little Gopher, who had painted for the people. And the people no longer called him Little Gopher, but he who brought the sunset to earth. Why do you think they called him that? He brought the sunset to earth.
Because he drew a picture of the sunset.
Because he drew a picture of the sunset. What else? What else could he have, that could mean? Gigi?
But this little dog they draw something that they write.
Just leave it there for right now, get your math finished.
What to name him? How did he?
He painted some pictures of the sunset, so now we can see it whenever we want.
Yeah, so they can see the sunset whenever they want now. I also thought about the flowers. So maybe he brought the colors of the sunset to the earth by bringing the flowers. So there's like, you see how they're different colors and they're really pretty. All right. So we're going to talk about paintings today. And we're going to talk about the Indian paintings. Because they did a lot of different paintings. So go ahead and face the smart board. So, go ahead. Can someone raise their hand and read this for me? What's that? American Indian art. So what did the Native Americans use these paintings for? What do you think that Native Americans used the paintings for?
What?
Words. So they used them for words. They might have used different symbols, like you see up here in the picture dictionary, where they use different symbols for different things.
Like they can draw pictures, so like if you wanted to like make something like a flower, you could just like make a flower.
Oh, so they could do it to represent something, maybe a flower. What else could they use them for? What did Little Gopher use them for? The pictures. What did he do pictures of? Caleb?
The sunset.
The sunset. So he's bringing down sunset. Yeah.
Like pictures of like warriors, like getting animals.
Exactly. So he did pictures of hunts that they did. They did great hunts. So if they brought down a really big animal, he told a story by putting different pictures in there. And he did like a picture of them hunting the buffalo that we saw. What else could you use these for? What else could you use the paintings for? Caleb?
So like
Sit up.
make like so like those symbols to like make the symbols of